Metamask is being used to spy on you, and if you don't like that and you don't want any wallet out there to track your movements, track your IP address and track your wallet address, well then continue watching because thankfully there is a solution. So last week Metamask updated their privacy policy and quickly a lot of people saw this little extract in there, which basically states when you use Infura as your default RPC provider in Metamask, Infura will collect your IP address and your Ethereum wallet address when you send a transaction. So the first question that we have to ask, what is an RPC? Well, RPC stands for Remote Procedure Call, and it's actually a way for dApps to communicate with the blockchain. Without the means of communication, dApps won't be able to access information and make transactions on the blockchain on which they operate. Long story short, you need an RPC, whether you're using Metamask, Trust Wallet, or any other wallet out there. The second thing we saw in the privacy policy was the name Infura. So Infura is a RPC that can be used to access the Ethereum network, and it's this one that is being accessed by default. So if you open up your Metamask, the first thing you'll see is you're connected to the Ethereum net, and behind the scenes you're automatically connected to the Infura network. Now, when we take a look at the Consensys website, we see that both Metamask and Infura is owned by Consensys. So if any wallet out there, Metamask or otherwise, has to use an RPC, then what exactly is the problem? Because if you have to communicate with the blockchain, first of all, you're on the internet, so you automatically have to communicate your IP address, and second of all, you have to communicate your wallet if you want to do a transaction. It starts to become a problem, however, if somebody starts to store this information in a centralized database. So, for example, if Consensys is storing all this information, they have your IP address and your wallet address and maybe more, then the US government comes in and says, hey, we have a warrant and we want this information. Then they have both your IP address and your wallet address linked. Then they can go to the internet service provider with your IP address and get all your personal information and link that information to your wallet as well. And this is, of course, something that people are worried about, including Edward Snowden, as we can see right here. Here he asks, does Infura, Consensys, or anybody else getting data flows from Metamask now, or have they ever retained users' wallet addresses? And to this, Dan Finley, a developer at Consensys, replies this: yes, some accounts have been cached. So it means that they have logs of certain accounts with the wallet addresses, IP addresses, and maybe more in their database. And apparently the only reason why this came out is because they had a data retention audit, and as a result, the privacy officer said that they had to update the privacy policy with the current information. In another list of tweets by Joseph Lubin, which is the CEO of Consensys, we see him explaining and trying to ease our minds a little bit that the use of RPCs and the IP address, etc. is required. However, I don't think it's required to log all this information. But he also says that the only solution to avoid this is to use decentralized RPCs. Thankfully, this is a solution that exists out there already, and one of the projects that's doing this is called Poct Network. I'll put a link in the description so you can jump right to their website. When you arrive on the website, the only thing you have to do is click on Docs. Next, on the left, you click on Use Pocket, and then you choose the chain on which you want to use a decentralized RPC. So in this case, rather than using Infura, we want a replacement for Ethereum, so we click here. On this page, you'll get a little video explaining how to add a custom RPC to MetaMask, and you have the different steps here as well, along with all the information you need to add this network. So once you connect your MetaMask and you log in, you will see that you're always connected by default to the Ethereum mainnet. As we know now, in the background, we are connected to the RPC of Infura, and this is exactly what we want to change. So in order to change this, we click here, then we click on Add Network. That brings us to this page. Rather than taking one of these networks that are suggested, we will click on Add Network manually. Here we can fill in a name, you can fill in whatever you want. In this case, we'll just say Ethereum Poct. Then we'll copy paste the new RPC URL from the Poct website. The chain ID we have to use is 1. The symbol that we want to use for Ethereum is, of course, ETH, but again, you can fill in whatever you like. And the block explorer that I like to use is, of course, Etherscan. That's it. It's that easy. It only takes about 30 seconds. And then the only thing you have to do is keep an eye on that you're using the Ethereum Poct network and not the Ethereum mainnet one. If you're active on other networks, then again, you can do the same. You can check out the Poct website and select for whatever network you're using to add a decentralized RPC. The last thing you can do to protect your privacy on the internet is using a VPN. One example is Proton VPN, but of course there are a lot more out there. It's a centralized VPN, but as we can see, we do not lock user activity or share data with third parties, so we should be safe with these guys. If you don't trust any centralized party, then thankfully we have some decentralized solutions as well. One of the decentralized VPNs out there is called Orchid. Again, same system, only this system is completely decentralized. So if you like a decentralized solution, be sure to check these guys out. If you want to learn more about how to use Metamask and how to use it safely, I suggest that you take a look at the video I made a few months ago, which is called Metamask, how to use it and how to limit your risks. A link will pop up in the top right corner right now. All right, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because that's the only way I will hopefully next year get to that 20K subscriber mark. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.